Alright, as you guys know, I uploaded a question and answer video yesterday that me and Kaylee did. Well, what I didn't tell you on that video was that was only half of it. We actually answered more questions. Since you enjoyed it so much, I decided what I'd do is put the rest of the questions and answers up on the video for you today. So I did that. I hope you guys enjoy this one as much as you enjoyed yesterday's question and answer. Bye. Ta-da! Okay, this is single-handedly probably the most question we get asked all the time, and this is from Tiffany Bailey from Facebook, and she wrote, "Are you guys planning on having more kids?"
Yes.
No. Now let's address what we're talking about having more kids. What Kaylee's talking about is, will we have pets like dogs, like broncs in the future that we consider pets? Yeah, sure we will. We'll always have those. But to actually have a kid come out of her stomach again, not gonna happen.
I would like 2 more.
It's not a touchy subject with us, but it kind of is because Kaylee wants to have a baby.
So bad.
Not as bad as she made it sound. So bad. But at the end of the day, when our 2 kids that we do have are so freaking annoying, I just want to punch their faces, then we're like, maybe pets are the answer.
No, I never felt that way. Never.
We will have another child at some point. Definitely one. And that's probably it.
I'll take one, and then I'll talk you into another one.
And then I'll punch all their faces at once.
That's not true. We just are waiting for the right time.
Yeah, we're definitely in kind of a transitional period. Like, are we going to stay in California? Are we going to move back? Are we going to do YouTube all the time, full time?
Yeah, I hope so. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, so we're not really in a transitional period. We know what we're doing. We just don't want to have sex. Okay, the next question comes from Facebook.
Woohoo!
Casey Lavere Facebook. If you haven't liked Casey Lavere Facebook, go like Casey Lavere's Facebook.
Hey, Kaylee.
And hey, Kaylee's. And this question is from Heather Mealy, and her question is, what advice can you give someone who is trying to make it on the tubes of YouTubeness?
The only advice that I would give someone is to just be yourself. I think it's really hard to make it on YouTube, but I think it's important to be proud of what you're putting out there. And I was worried before we started because everyone in Casey's family is hilarious. You guys are so funny. And I'm just not a funny person. And I was really, really worried, but I just decided that I was going to try to be who I was, and I feel like it's been good.
This is my success story from YouTube, and it's a simple one. And it starts when I was a little boy, a young lad. The advice I would give you to become successful is describe successful. What do you want from YouTube?
True.
What do you mean? What is success to you on YouTube? I mean, do you want to be the #1 subscribed YouTuber? Do you want to be the most viewed YouTuber? Do you want to be the most recognized YouTuber? Success to me in anything, it's not just YouTube, it's life, is being happy. Being happy to do what you're doing. Be yourself, make cool content, stuff that you would want to watch, because if you wouldn't want to watch it, who else is going to want to watch it? Work hard at it. Work at it every day. Perfect your art. The harder you work, the more in return you're gonna get. There's people that have really cool brothers on YouTube that got a huge jump because of that. Be on YouTube, make videos, make consistent videos, be on Twitter, be on Facebook, do all that stuff. But you gotta work hard at it and enjoy what you're doing. Now we talked to you in a whole big, huge circle a couple times. We never even answered your question. But you'll be able to pick the parts out of that you need and use them. Put them in your quiver, like I say. Use them for future, like a bow and an arrow.
I think too, don't be afraid to try. Don't let insecurities hold you back.
We've been doing this for nearly a year now, making videos. I wish I would have been doing this for 3 years. Okay, now this is kind of a personal question, but we're going to answer it because we told you guys we're going to answer these questions. So this comes from 7898 Jade on Twitter, and her question is, what's your favorite thing to do together or with your family? Just tell them, honey, don't hold back.
Camping.
Camping. We enjoy camping. Kaylee grew up in a camping family. I obviously grew up in a camping family. We have a trailer house at home, and we enjoy taking it out and going camping wherever, whenever. And we look forward to going back this summer for a few months and doing lots of camping.
Yes. And it's interesting because I grew up camping in the same place where Casey grew up camping.
The next question that I've chosen is from Holly Ann from Facebook, and she wrote, "Hey Casey and Kaylee, I'm such a huge fan. I know you guys have been together like forever. I am wondering how long you were together before you were engaged." I'm gonna quit reading like that. "And how long were you married till you had Bray. Okay, so this is a 3-part question. So we're going to break it down. First question, how long were you together before you got engaged? Answer.
2.5 years.
Before we got engaged?
Or 3.
3 years. 3.5 years. Basically, Kaylee was a little 15-year-old lollipop. And I was this manly senior. No, you didn't, girl. We were dating for 3 years. Then I proposed the question after 3 years of dating. She said yes. Then another 2 months passed, and we were married.
6 months.
Okay. 6 months passed, and we were married. Okay? So basically, it's been 3.5 years, and then we were married. We have been married now for 9 years, almost 9 years.
In August.
We were married basically for 4 months before Kaylee got pregnant, and we're still trying to find out how and why. Yeah, it was definitely not planned, but it's probably good it happened, because if it wouldn't have happened, we'd probably still be trying. Right? We were together for 3 years, we were engaged for 6 months, and now we've been married for almost 9 years, and it was 4 months after we said yes that Braylee popped into Mom's belly. Right in the belly, right there. Alright, here's another question from Shaytard's Rebellionites from Facebook. You got 2 questions answered. You better go to Vegas because you're lucky. Talking about Vegas, I won $1,200 there last week. How did you propose to Kaylee? Should I answer that, honey?
Yeah, it was so cute.
This is probably the most amazing thing you will ever witness with your ears. Just close your eyes and listen to this story, because it is beautiful. It was the 14th of February, also known as V-Day, Valentine's Day. Cupid, shoot her with a heart, an arrow. So I had this huge ordeal planned, basically. It was Valentine's Day of 2002, and I knew I wanted to marry 2003, and I knew I wanted to marry this young lady. So I went and got a ring, which I picked out all by myself, right? Bought it, had it for about 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. Then on Valentine's Day, I had this huge date planned. I went and picked her up at her house. She got into my car, and I gave her a rose, a red rose, 1 red rose. I gave it to her. Here you go, babe. Then I blindfolded her, right?
No.
Not there.
Not there. Then we got in the car and you gave me another red rose. You gave me a red rose when I came to the door, and then before I got into the car, you opened the door and gave me another red rose. So I had 2 red roses.
And what did I tell you about the red roses?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't remember.
It was this special. She does not remember after 9 years. 9 years and 6 months. I gave her a rose, and I said, this is for, I can't remember either, all of my love for you, or something dumb. And then I gave her another red rose, and it was to syndicate all of our time we've spent together. And then we drove, and we went and ate dinner first, right? We went to a very, very nice restaurant.
And along the way, though, you were getting me flowers.
Okay, and along the way, because it was about a 45-minute drive to the restaurant, I was giving her flowers, telling her that, you know what this means? This means true love, or something stupid. Silly. Silly, not stupid. Love's not stupid, it's silly. Okay, so I gave her some roses along the way, and like, here's another rose. Shut up, eat it. So I was giving her flowers, roses along the way, all red rose. And then we went to dinner, had a wonderful dinner.
Casey was so nervous. I remember thinking, what is going on?
I wasn't nervous.
Yes, you were. You were like,
okay, I was nervous.
acting weird.
So then, I put a blindfold on her.
What kind of blindfold do you remember?
It was a pair of ski goggles that I stuffed my socks into and put it on her face so she couldn't see. So then we drove, because we were up Ogden Canyon at a really nice restaurant, and then put the blindfold on her, and I drove her up the canyon even further. We finally get to our destination, drove up the canyon more, and this is February. There's lots of snow on the ground, it's cold. So we get to our second destination after dinner with her blindfold on. I get out of the car and I said, I'll be right back.
45 minutes later.
I get her out of the car, we go, and in her head she's thinking, what?
I was really thinking that we were going ice skating, because I could hear people, and we had talked about going ice skating. I'm like, how cute, he surprised me we're going ice skating.
I'm not an ice skater. So anyway, we go and we sit down, okay?
Yes, he sits me down.
And she's got her blindfold on still, and she sits down.
And I didn't even cheat. I didn't even look.
She didn't even look. So we sit down, okay? And then all of a sudden, what happened?
We started going up.
We were going up on a chair. We're on a ski lift. I take her to a ski lift. We get on, we start going up. I take her blindfold off, and I'm like, do you know where we're at? She's like, no. Like that. She was doing this. So I take her blindfold off, and I give her a rose. What color was the rose?
White.
It was 1 white rose.
It was really cute because you gave it to me and you said, do you know what this rose means?
What? I did. And it meant time and all eternity.
Right.
And she's like, oh, that's so sweet. You're so hot. I know. I am. I'm looking good. So I gave her the white rose, and then I popped out the ring out of my pocket, and I proposed to her on the ski lift, basically. Put the ring on her finger. It was funny because it was a little big. Remember, I picked this ring out myself. I didn't know the size exactly, but I got close, put it on her finger. I'm lucky it didn't fall off.
Yeah, that's so scary.
9 years ago, February, I was on a ski lift with this gal, proposing. Is that the most beautiful story you guys have ever freaking stinking heard?
It was the sweetest. Every time I tell people that story, they're like, oh, that's so cute.
They're like, you married an amazing person. Remember that word she used? Amazing? And remember that word I used? Lucky. She's lucky. Who else would do something like that? Alright, so that is all the questions that we have chosen. Very good questions, by the way. I read through all of them. I'm actually going to go and try to respond to the ones on Facebook and answer them right after I'm done making this video. Because I'm going to make this video right stinking now.